Hello everybody, today Hoyoverse put out more big news. I was literally just doing my daily Cavern of Corrosion grinds and I saw some new Hoyoverse news and I thought I had to cover it. Today Hoyoverse put out 2 new characters. Today we're going to take a look at them both. Some of them even have a little bit more, like their kits actually somewhat revealed. So let's take a look at some of those characters. But before we do that, I just want to show you guys that only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed. So if you could just take a second and go down and click that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me. Anyways though, let's get back into our video. Let's take a look at some of those characters. For the first one here, which actually came a day ago, but it's still pretty recent. We got Jing Liu, the ice destruction character. She looks absolutely awesome. Now we have seen a bit of her in the story. She's going to be an ice destruction unit and is 5 stars. And usually when they drip market characters this early on, usually they're going to come out in the next update. So I think we can probably expect to see Jingliu in 1.4. I imagine probably not in 1.3 though, as we're already pretty sure that the 1.3 units are going to be Imbibitor, and Limiter, Lune, or literally just on Hang, and then also Fushan, who looks like a really fun character. Now, Jingliu being a destruction unit is really interesting because we actually just got Blade, and Blade honestly felt like a really strong destruction unit and is probably one of my more favorite characters in the game. Because of his ability, you're able to save skill points when using his basic attacks. Also, his ability, having a follow-up attack, really just adds to his greatness. So I'm wondering if Jingliu is going to be able to compete with Blade. Because so far, most of the ice units we got have felt a little weak, to say the least. But I'd say as of right now, I don't think Hoyoverse has really put out a bad 5-star. I think all the 5 stars have been really good. I mean, look at Kafka. So I think Jingliu will be another example of a really strong 5-star, because I can't imagine they make a character who looks this good that bad. But then again, I have flashbacks to Dia. And actually, we have a tiny bit of gameplay that we're able to show of Jing Liu's kit. If you guys remember, in the Yangqing story quest, we actually got to do a little gameplay with her. I pulled up a video here. I personally did not have the gameplay, so I had to find it on YouTube. But here's a little bit of gameplay of Jing Liu. So let's take a look here. Here she is taunting Yangqing gameplay, and then we see her normal attack, I believe that was. I can't imagine that was her skill. Skip past the Yangqing gameplay. I don't think anybody cares about him. Give me Jingliu gameplay. Was that her skill? There's no way that was her skill. It was just a simple hit. Give me her skill. Oh, well, is that all she does? Oh, we don't even get a chance to see her burst. Oh, her burst is on lock. You can actually see it in the bottom left corner here. The reason they don't show it is because it's locked. So I don't think you're probably able to use the Jingliu burst. The only thing they really show of her gameplay is her normal attacks. And that's about it. I don't think they showed off her skill. We can analyze a bit in the left corner here. She actually has some sort of points that we're able to build up to do something. I imagine that could be a follow-up attack. That could be some sort of defensive maneuver, which I doubt because she's not a preservation character. But there's a lot of possibilities on what these little 4 dots can mean in the corner. Although we didn't see them built up at all in this fight, so it's hard to say how we get those points, because throughout all her attacks, she never built up any points of anything in the bottom corner. So it's interesting to see what that will be. Another thing to note about Yangqing is that it's basically set in the game multiple times over that she is much stronger than Yangqing is. If we choose to take that in a literal sense, you'll see here that Yangqing is B tier, which I don't think is accurate personally. I think he's A tier. But if we think that Yangqing is A tier, that means that Jingliu has to be at least S tier. Surely, right? I think Jingliu will be our very first SSS plus destruction character, better than Blade is. Ice units, we may not have a lot of good ones of those right now, but when Jingliu drops, I think she's going to be absolutely huge for this game. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, because right now it's a little bit up in the air on what her kit's going to look like and what she's going to be able to do. Now, next up, the one that's a little bit more recent and is probably in the title and thumbnail, is Topaz and Numby. This one is really new. This one came out 7 hours ago. They always seem to put these out in the middle of the night, so I never get to see these as soon as they come out. This is actually, is this 2 characters in one? Oh, wait. Okay, so I think the girl here is Topaz And then this little warp trotter looking thing, I think is going to be Numby. Oh, that thing is adorable, the way it sucks up gold. Topaz, Senior Manager of the Strategic Investment Department in the Eternal Astral Peace Corporation. I don't think we've actually seen anybody from the Interastral Peace Corporation yet. I think this will be our first character from that corporation. Obviously, we've heard a lot about them in the story, but I don't think anyone from that organization has showed their faces yet. They obviously have a lot of relations with the Stellaron Hunters, and also some relations with the people in Herta Space Station, but I don't think we've heard a lot from them right now, so it's going to be interesting to see what that character looks like. Her partner, the warp trotter Numby, is also capable of acutely perceiving where riches are located. It can even perform jobs involving security, debt collection, and actual aerial sciences. Interesting. I can't believe they're giving a personality to a warp trotter. I mean, that is actually so cool. This character looks awesome. Not to mention the art is gorgeous. She's literally sitting on a pile of gold. Maybe she'll have a cool passive ability like doubling our credit count. That could be cool. To be honest, these coins look more like Mora and not credits, but you know what? Maybe she's a Genshin crossover character and she came from the other world. Unlikely, but you never know. I hope so much we'll be able to use the warp trotter in combat. That would be so much fun. And actually, a little bit more about Topaz. We actually already have what I believe to be her signature light cone in the game. Well, maybe not her signature, but a light cone that involves her. It is a preservation light cone, which we'll see here. I have 3 of them on my account, called Trend of the Universal Market. Now, this is a light cone that we've had since the beginning of the game, and it's always featured her on it. But it's a little weird because it is a preservation light cone, and obviously preservation light cones are good, but the weird thing about this is that Topaz is already confirmed to be a fire type hunt character. Now, the weird thing about this is that most of the time, the card matches the path that the character chooses. And that's not the case with Topaz. This card does not match her path. With the Herta light cone, she's an erudition character, she gets an erudition light cone. Yongqing, he's the hunt, he gets a hunt light cone. Silverwolf, she's an Nihility, she gets a Nihility light cone, and so on. But Topaz, it's not the same, which kind of makes me a little bit suspicious. Could she be like a double character? Maybe she's the hunt and preservation, or maybe she just has some preservation-ish abilities? I don't know, it's hard to say. Maybe this light cone is just an outlier, but it is a little odd to me. But I'm hoping that she's good, she's strong, and that her warp trotter does crazy, huge damage, and also gives us a Mora boost, because that would be super awesome. I'm really broke on credits after Kafka. I could use a credit boosting character. That'd be so cool. But yeah, that's all our characters. That's all the new updates I had for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like these in the future, please consider subscribing or leaving a like down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.